Yo, what's good, boxing fans? Before we even get started, I need to be very clear with you all right now. This video is a hypothetical, dramatized scenario meant for discussion and commentary only, not a confirmed real-world report. But with that said, let's talk about a situation that would absolutely shake the entire boxing world to its core if it ever happened. Imagine waking up, checking your phone, and seeing the words breaking. Shakur Stevenson arrested after suspicious PED test failure, lighting up timelines everywhere. Twitter on fire, Instagram flooded, boxing group chats going crazy, fans confused, haters celebrating, supporters demanding answers. That's the kind of headline that would stop the sport dead in its tracks. Shakur Stevenson is widely considered one of the most technically gifted fighters of his generation. Undefeated, elite defense, Olympic pedigree, a fighter praised for skill, discipline, and IQ more than raw power. So in this hypothetical scenario, the shock wouldn't just be about a failed test, it would be about who failed it. According to this fictional scenario, rumors begin circulating that a routine anti-doping test tied to an upcoming fight flagged abnormal levels of a banned substance. Not a positive result yet, just a red flag. But in boxing, a red flag is enough to cause chaos. Commissions get involved. Promoters start making calls. Lawyers wake up early. Then things escalate. In this imagined chain of events, authorities allegedly connect the test irregularity to a broader investigation involving medical documentation and prescriptions that didn't add up. That's where the word arrest enters the conversation, not necessarily for PED use alone, but for potential issues tied to documentation, compliance, or alleged misrepresentation. Again, in this scenario, no conviction, no confirmed guilt, just allegations under investigation. And that's when public perception flips overnight. 1 minute, Shakur is being called the most pure boxer in the game. The next minute, people are asking uncomfortable questions. Was the lack of knockouts actually suspicious? Was the late career strength jump natural? Did boxing fans put him on a pedestal too fast? Social media would do what it always does. Pick sides instantly. You'd see posts saying, "I always knew something was off." Others saying, "This is a setup." Some blaming rival camps. Some blaming the boxing commissions. Some blaming the system itself. Because let's be honest, boxing and PED scandals have history, a long one. In this hypothetical world, Shakur's team would immediately release a statement saying he denies all allegations, that the test results are being contested, and that any legal issues are being misunderstood or exaggerated. They'd say he's fully cooperating, that he's confident the truth will come out, that this is being blown out of proportion. But once that seed is planted, it's hard to undo. Sponsors would reportedly start reviewing contracts. Opponents would quietly back away. A scheduled fight might be placed under review. And fans would start asking the most dangerous question in boxing. If this can happen to him, who's next? This kind of story wouldn't just be about Shakur. It would reopen the entire PED conversation in boxing. Testing standards, VADA versus commission testing, random testing versus fight week testing, therapeutic use exemptions, all the gray areas that fans don't like to think about but know exist. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Boxing has never been a clean sport. Legends have been accused. Champions have been stripped. Careers have been erased overnight. Even when fighters are cleared later, the damage often sticks. In this fictional scenario, commentators would start pulling up old interviews, old quotes, old footage. Every moment would be re-examined. Every win questioned. That dominant performance, was it real? That defensive masterclass, was it enhanced? Fair or not? That's how the narrative machine works. And the arrest angle, real or imagined, would push it into another level. Because now it's not just boxing business. It's legal. It's public. It's headlines outside the sports world. Mainstream media would jump on it. People who don't even watch boxing would suddenly have opinions. Late night shows would make jokes. Debate shows would turn it into content. And the sport would once again look messy to casual fans. Meanwhile, in this scenario, Shakur himself would likely stay quiet. Lawyers always advise silence early, and that silence would only make things louder. People hate not knowing. They fill gaps with speculation. Some fans would say, let due process play out. Others would say, where there's smoke, there's fire, and the divide would grow. What makes this hypothetical especially explosive is Shakur's identity as a technician. He's not known as a bruiser. He's not known for freakish power. He's known for timing, precision, and movement. So the idea of PEDs feels almost contradictory. And that contradiction is exactly why it would dominate conversations. And then there's the legacy question. In this imagined situation, even if he were later cleared, even if everything were explained, there would always be an asterisk in certain fans' minds. Boxing history is unforgiving like that. Suspicion lingers longer than facts. At the same time, many fighters have spoken openly about how confusing and outdated banned substance lists can be. Supplements contaminated, medications misclassified, rules changing country to country. That's why these cases are rarely simple. Which is why, in this fictional story, the outcome wouldn't be immediate. Weeks of investigation, conflicting reports, leaks, counter leaks, and during that time, Shakur's career would be on pause. No fights, no clarity, just noise. And boxing hates uncertainty almost as much as it loves drama. The real takeaway from this hypothetical scenario isn't about guilt or innocence. It's about how fragile reputations are in this sport. One headline, real or not, can outweigh a decade of work. One allegation can rewrite public opinion. That's why fighters are constantly walking a tightrope between performance, compliance, and perception, and why fans should always be cautious before rushing to judgment. Because if there's one lesson boxing history keeps teaching us, it's this. The truth is usually more complicated than the headline. So again, to be clear, this video is a fictionalized discussion meant to explore how a story like this would impact boxing if it ever happened. Not a claim that it has. But ask yourself honestly, if a headline like that dropped tomorrow, would the sport ever feel the same? Let me know what you think in the comments. Would Shakur's legacy survive a situation like this? Do fans jump to conclusions too fast? And does boxing need stronger, clearer testing systems to avoid these kinds of controversies altogether? If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more boxing talk, and as always, stay sharp, stay informed, and I'll catch you in the next one.